One thing I am utterly perplexed by is the amount of weight loss channels that exist on YouTube who seem to put weight loss on the back burner. It's not their priority once they gain a little attention, or they discover that drama will get them far more attention than their weight loss journey, and therefore more money. Okay, I'm gonna be blunt. I want to know, do all weight loss channels use their ill health for monetary gain? Or is it just the four I'm going to be talking about today? Are all weight loss channels on YouTube toxic cesspits, more intent on taking a strangled hold of their own narrative and blaming all criticism as fat phobia? Even when that criticism has nothing to do with their weight, they will scream fat phobia loudly and proudly. Let's face it, when we think of these people, the first you think of is Amberlynn Reid. Nearly 7 years on YouTube to lose weight and be held accountable, and she has gained a vast amount of weight and says she has her own accountability and she doesn't need it from anyone else. Only recently we found out that, yeah, she really does. Is Chantal Marie a weight loss channel this week, or is she back to mukbangs? Who the heck knows? Certainly not her. There's Life by Jenn, and a new one that entered my orbit at Christmas time, Amy's Life Journey. I've noticed that these four women seem to follow the same type of cycle. They mirror each other so much that, quite frankly, it's scary. Morbidly obese women, all in ill health, struggling in life because of their weight, yet seem more content to wallow in their self-prescribed pity and lapping up the attention for all that important YouTube cash. I'm not bashing anyone for this. Whatever your hustle is, keep it going. But when you use your health as a way to gain that coin, then there must be a problem. Many of these women appear too close to the grave and seem more adept at manipulation and gaslighting, but they lack the intelligence to have any conviction. What I'm basically saying is, I don't understand how these people can exist. They know their health is poor, mainly because of their weight. Life by Jenn has even stated she has a form of cancer, but nothing can be done about it until she loses weight. Fast forward some years and she put on weight. I'm confused. Cancer's scary. Why wouldn't losing the weight be the vital thing to do so you could get that cancer sorted out? Yet she deletes comments on her videos, made a private Instagram account that is only for her and, let's face it, her enablers and yes men. She essentially, like all these women, hate accountability and truth. They seek only the ones patting them on the head and endorsing their bad habits. You have Amberlynn Reid and Chantal. Both claim to have been diagnosed with an eating disorder, yet eat vast amounts of food in videos. Both love those mukbangs. It's what brings in the most coins. Who will spend those coins when they're dead? I hope they've made a will. Or maybe they'll spend it on your coffins. I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but it really is the truth. It's like watching someone commit suicide very slowly right in front of you, and there are people who cheer because this is entertainment? And it's mean and bullying to tell them the absolute harshest of truths. And by doing that, make them accountable so they can put themselves back on track and lose weight to be healthy and live. I am confusion. Delusion and narcissism runs rampant with these women, and they really cannot see where their criticism comes from. They think it's the opinion of their haters, not observers, not observations made by people who once supported them and who over time saw them for who they really were. I think these types of channels prove that maybe weight loss isn't something that can be achieved when you put on a platform like YouTube, where the channel and drama and attention takes the spotlight. How can it when none of these women take accountability and refuse any help Or if they do, it's for a very short amount of time, and they say then they don't need it anymore. When what they show us proves they very much do. Maybe it's not the concept of weight loss that is the bad thing to put into the public arena, but in actual fact, it's the people themselves. These 4 women in particular are vastly unlikable human beings with histories of foul behavior and very little regret. It's hard to root them on to success when they are so self-centered and arrogant. Chantal Marie makes a habit of striking channels and threatening to strike channels just because someone made a video about her and she doesn't like the narrative they've painted. None of these women seem to understand that they color people's view of them. No one else. Their actions, their words, and inaction in the face of their own mortality show us who they are. Not reaction channels or compilation videos we find. Before I discovered these women, I assumed being overweight was bad for your health. I always felt wrong for thinking this many people on social media subscribe to body positivity, and celebrities I follow and followed. So I always felt like it was I was just conditioned by society, and then I found these women and found voices like Every Damn Day Fitness, Obese to Beast, Michelle McDaniel, etc. I saw these women's actions and how they lived, and I changed my mind very quickly. I was not fat phobic. I was simply concerned for people who were morbidly obese and their health. I didn't want to go down the same route because, let's face it, it's a very slippery slope. So I took the advice I heard, cut out certain foods, started exercising more regularly. This was something I'd done a lot before work became a focal point in my life. But I took that back, remembered how much joy I found in working out, and I've never looked back. It takes a strong will to cut out foods that do you damage and change your life. I really think a lot of these women just are gluttonous and have no will at all. If they had an eating disorder, why would they not seek out professional help? It's like an alcoholic or drug addict going it alone. The odds are not great that they're going to get clean for long, which is what happens consistently with these women. I want to know I'm wrong. That there are people who start weight loss journeys on YouTube and actually succeed. They don't spend their time forging a hostile relationship with their viewers. They simply want to share their journey and inspire others to follow in their paths, and the latter is something that just falls into place. People watch their actions and feel inspired. See, I don't think you can ever have that as a dream for yourself before you start something. But I watch people like Amberlynn Reid, and it seems to be the first thing they want. To inspire people, but they don't seem to be prepared to do the hard work that would entail. They just seem to want the pats on the back. It doesn't work that way. I'm a cynical person by default, but that doesn't mean I don't always want to be proved wrong. I really do want to be proved wrong all the time. I really think these women just dug themselves into a rut and now find themselves in a place where they feel too far gone and it's too much hard work to fight back and go back to a healthier weight. You have Chantal Marie, who very quickly gives up her diets, one of her many fad diets. Her latest was being a fruitarian. She made one video, spent the whole time being arrogant and misinformed, which is quite normal for Chantal. She rage posts on her community tab on YouTube. She treats it like Twitter for some reason. Video gets deleted. There's a community post apologizing, but she's back to mukbangs. I answered my own question from earlier. I recorded this in the same day, by the way. And then Chantal Marie will go back to her safety net of big is beautiful and fat phobic, just being fat phobic. all the while feeling the effects of her ill health that has been brought on by her weight. What you have is a lack of conviction in all four. They say they don't understand why they aren't losing weight. They don't understand. Well, in reality, they do understand, but they don't want to tell you. They understand, but often it feels like they see their weight loss as too big a hill to climb. It's too big and they can't do it. They don't have the conviction or the desire. They don't have anything, not even the self-will. We saw recently with Amberlynn Reid monetize her weight loss in a most disgusting way, premiering her weigh-in, which has its own issues that she seems to think is just haters hating, but actually everything she tells us about her weight loss in the last couple of months has been contradictory, which is nothing new to Amberlynn, but when it concerns your weight loss and then you're going to premiere your weigh-in and tell us, this is truth, people, this is truth, and then have people give her lots of super chats, and there's a lot of money she made that night. I'd argue that money would be better off going to charity, wouldn't it? Maybe give it to a better cause than Amberlynn Reid? Because in reality, she told us she gained weight in October. She didn't tell us about November, but I can imagine this is about the same. In December, she was telling us she was losing in December. For part of January, she told us she maintained in December. Another part, she told us she lost 2 pounds. Oh, at another time, she told us she lost 3 pounds in December. Through the last 3 months of 2019, her weight fluctuated, which is something that happens with her. This is just normal. It's why she doesn't go anywhere and lose weight, because she's just gaining, losing, gaining, losing, gaining, losing, which is what she's doing now. She comes in with this 52-pound weight loss. Oh, sorry, it's 53 since the last video. It was never 52, apparently. She comes in with an old weighing scale that she herself, in a vlog from last year, her vlog about Octavia, said that this very weighing scale she used was unreliable. I was watching the newest video from Alex is Shook last night, and it was so ironic he chose that very video because it answered every single question anyone had about that weighing scale. We cannot rely on that scale because she said it is unreliable. Amberlynn Reid, you do not know how to tell the truth. In one video, you can contradict yourself 20 times and still wonder why people call you a liar. And this is true with all these women. I don't think they understand what telling the truth is, and I think this comes with their addiction. They approach one fad diet after another, try them for a little bit, and then announce they are ending the diet, all while never losing a single pound, and in many instances they gain instead. Life by Jenn has been failing her keto diet for what seems like an eternity. Watching her videos now, she seems to not know what foods she is allowed and not allowed to eat, or which foods is right. She's certainly going down the dirty keto path as opposed to the clean one, which doesn't seem to be helping, but then when she's binging, she will never lose. I think a lack of willpower and a lazy streak runs through all these women. If they put as much energy into their social media and trolling with their gigantic, arrogant selves, they could have been well on their way to their goal weight by now. I've watched all these channels, observed these 4 women. The similarities are startling. It's a real fear that these women are simply documenting their long, slow deaths here on YouTube to their viewers. That, for me, would scare the crap out of me. Enough to do something, yet they treat their health just like it's a simple little thing. Nothing to worry about. But with cancer, diabetes, sleep apnea, and goodness knows what else I've forgotten, These ladies are unwell and need to lose weight. Age between 29 and early 40s, these women don't have time on their hands. They think showing us they go shopping and buying some carrots will convince us they are eating healthily and losing weight. But the reality is these women have no clue and lack any conviction to even try. As I've said, one thinks vegetables has no calories and another, hey, no, not another. Two others think they know better than the medical health professionals, which is why they never succeed. They self-sabotage over and over. Amy's life journey has 3 young children. It would be the most tragic thing if they lost their mother to her own ineptitude and stubborn laziness and utter addiction to fast food and binging lots of it. To bring weight loss onto the public platform like YouTube, when you are battling some pretty dark inner demons, is a very bad idea. The intention may have been good to begin with, but soon they get distracted. They get pulled up on lies they are telling and wrap themselves around in knots trying to undo those lies with more lies, which make the whole situation worse. That cannot have a good impact on their eating disorders. I don't understand these women. All 4 have people in their lives to live for. Amberlynn has a girlfriend and dreams of visiting her family, which she says she can't do now. Chantal has a family who seem like decent people, a boyfriend who works hard to provide for her. All her YouTube money goes on more food for mukbangs, she's told us. Life by Jenn has her new man, and Amy's life journey has a husband and their 3 children. I'm not really sure they know how lucky they are to have these people in their lives. If they did, they wouldn't choose the processed crap and high sugar levels repeatedly. There will come a time when it's too late. When the damage is done. When all the YouTube money and all the ass kisses cannot help them. Only they, at the end of the day, will face those consequences. They and the ones who love them. I just hope all those Big Macs and pizzas were worth it.